gentleman's luggage upstairs to his room. And be quick about it. It is close to sundown. The Count had me prepare for you a light dinner of cold venison, cheese, and bread. There is also a bottle of wine. If you wish anything else for tonight, we won't be here to get it for you. Excuse us, sir, but we must leave now.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you are leaving? But don't you live here in the castle with the other servants?
No, sir. There are no other servants. Just my brother and me. We live in the village 10 miles down the mountain and only work here during the daytime.
Gretel, the sun, soon, come!
But Castle Dracula is a rather massive estate, if I may say. Why, I would have expected the Count to keep a large staff to help him manage it.
No, sir. As I say, it is just us. If there are others, we have never seen them.
Gretel, come now!
Please, I just have a few questions. You should have more than enough time to get home. But the sun shouldn't set for at least another hour. Please. Or the Count, for instance. My only contact with him has been through written correspondence. I've never met him. What type of a man is he?
I have never met the Count either. Not face to face. He leaves instructions by messenger. That is also how we are paid. He pays very well, so we do as instructed and ask no questions.
Why is it that everyone is always so skittish whenever I mention the Count? The coach driver, the villagers, they all tried to talk me out of coming here. Each one even crossed themselves whenever I mentioned his name. Why?
We have our reasons. If you choose to stay here, you will soon find the answer for yourself.
But my correspondence with him has been nothing but professional and polite. And he's paid for everything in a timely manner. Even my transportation, with first-class accommodations all the way here.
How fortunate for you.
But I really am only here to have him sign some legal papers for some property that he purchased in London.
Property? In London? Does this mean he is leaving Transylvania?
Well, I would assume as much. You see, the Count purchased a number of derelict properties throughout London, so I would expect him to move there permanently to oversee the renovations.
Renovations? Yes, of course. I'm sure the Count will be very happy in his new home. Is that all, sir?
Actually, no. It isn't. Will the Count be joining me for dinner tonight?
The Count will make his appearance after sundown, as always. That is the only time anyone sees him. And no, he will not be joining you for dinner. I'm sure he will have already eaten. Now, if you will excuse us, sir, we really must be going before the sun sets.
Just one more thing.
Yes?
Well, I never got your names.
My name is Gretel. This is my brother, Hans.
Hans and Gretel?
Yes, sir. Now, we really must be going. If I may offer you some advice, sir, whatever you do, do not leave your bedroom after sundown. Stay there with the door locked. Oh, and never open the window at night.
But what if I want some evening air?
Bats, sir. There are many bats here in Transylvania. You wouldn't want to be bitten by a bat, would you, sir?
No, most certainly not. Creepy, nasty little things. I hate bats. Thank you for the warning.
One more thing.
Yes?
Whatever you think you see or hear, do nothing. This old castle has many strange shadows and makes many strange noises that can play tricks on the mind. You would do well to ignore them. I suggest you finish your business here as quickly as possible and leave during the daylight hours.
Yes, the daylight hours. Of course.
My warning is nothing to laugh at, I assure you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just the whole thing seems a little, well, silly, really. You and the rest of Transylvania really are quite a superstitious lot, aren't you?
You may think of us as such if you wish, sir, but you have been warned. I wish you well, and remember, the door stays locked and the window closed. Good night.
Ooh, you have been warned. What silly nonsense. Ah, well, at least the food looks most inviting. I'm famished. I'm quite thirsty.
Good evening, Mr. Harker.
Ah!
My apologies. I did not mean to frighten you.
Who are you? How did you... Where did you... Oh, forgive me. I must have dozed off a bit.
Dozed off? Yes, it appears you have. Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Vlad Tepes Dracul. You can call me Count Dracula. Welcome to my humble home.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Count Dracula. Your hand is very cold. Would you like me to put another log on the fire?
That will not be necessary. I was just out, enjoying the evening air. It is something of a ritual for me. The cold evening air can be so refreshing. Don't you think?
Oh, yes, I quite agree.
My hope is that the evening air of London will be equally as refreshing.
Oh, well, you see, the air of London is usually quite thick with smoke and smog, so I'm not sure how refreshing it will be compared to...
I'm sure I can adjust just fine.
Are those wolves?
Yes, wolves. Children of the night, as I call them. What beautiful music they make.
If you say so.
Well, I believe you had papers for me to sign, yes?
Oh, yes, of course. Here are all of the documents relating to the properties that you purchased in London. This is the one for your primary residence at Carfax Abbey. I'm afraid it's quite run down, though, and in need of a lot of repairs, but there's no need to worry. I can assist you in finding well-qualified workmen to...
That will not be necessary. There will be very little in the way of repairs, I'm afraid. I much prefer my homes to be simple and unadorned. I do not wish to draw unwanted attention. Is this all?
Oh, yes, that is everything. Ow! Oh, there's no need to worry, Count. It's only a minor cut. See? Are you going to be sick?
No. It is just the sight of blood makes me squeamish, if that is the right word.
Oh, yes. Yes, well, I have heard of people who faint dead away at the sight of blood. Well, let me get it covered up. There we are. All bandaged up.
Mr. Harker, that cross, is it of some importance to you?
Oh, this? Well, yes, actually it is. You see, my fiancée, Mina Murray, gave it to me on the docks as I was boarding the ships to come here. She has great faith in such religious symbols, and she asked me to always wear it.
Well, might I advise that you wear it inside your shirt? You wouldn't want to lose a gift so precious to you, now would you?
Oh, no, of course not. Well, back to business then. I will file these papers with the shipping office once I return to London.
Your return, a necessity I had neglected to consider.
A mere formality, I'm afraid, but it is what I am paid to do. Is there a problem?
No, it is just that I was hoping to keep you here a while longer and help me with my understanding of the English language and my accent.
Oh, well, your grasp of English really is quite remarkable, Count Dracula. Even your accent is subtle. You know, for someone who has never been to London, you really are to be commended.
You humble me with your praise, Mr. Harker. But it is my wish to walk the streets of London as one of you, not as a foreigner. So I humbly, but firmly insist that you stay a while and act as my tutor in all things English.
Tutor?
Yes, for which you'll be paid most handsomely. And I will see to it that a letter is for your patience, kindness, and most professional representation.
May I add to that parcel a letter to my fiancée, Mina, explaining my delay? She will be disappointed, but she will understand that it is my professional obligations that keep me here. Oh, the additional income will also be most welcome, especially on the eve of our nuptials.
Of course.
If I had another glass, Count Dracula, I would pour each of us some of your fine wine to offer as a fitting toast to the signing of our contracts and to our latest arrangements, but
That is quite all right, Mr. Harker. I never drink wine. Perhaps a hearty handshake will suffice.
oh, yes, of course.
I really must be going. I have some pressing business to attend to that requires my utmost attention.
Oh, well, my travels really have been quite tiring, so I think I will compose my letter to Mina and then turn in early.
To me. Oh, your fiancé. How could I forget? Someone so very special to you.
Oh, very special indeed. You see, my cousin Lucy introduced us, and, if I may say, it was love at first sight. We are to be married as soon as I return to London.
Oh, the beating hearts of young love. And this Lucy, your cousin. She married.
Why, no. I suppose she isn't. I'll have to introduce you to when we return to London.
That would be most gracious of you. It would be my distinct honor to meet your cousin Lucy and your fiancée Mina, of course. I bid you good night. Oh, And might I advise that you do not leave your bedroom tonight. This castle is very old and has many loose stones and rotting timbers. If you are not careful, you could come to some harm.
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Your servants actually advised me to do the same thing.
Did they now? I will have to thank them for showing appreciation for my guest. Good night, Mr. Harker.
Good night, Count Dracula. Perhaps I will see you in the morning.
That is most doubtful. I tend to sleep rather late, and am never up before sundown. I much prefer the evening hours. I will see you after you have had your supper. Good night, Mr. Harker.
Good night, Count Dracula.
Mr. Harker?